Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
We're out here because one of the projects Rachel wants me to get done before I start really working down there is this area over here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We had this really nice and pretty one year.
Yeah.
We let it get neglected last year. We didn't do anything up here really.
No.
So we want to turn this really into a pretty area again.
Yeah. So we have some lemon balm that should grow back up. And then I also have tulip bulbs that Paige and I planted like years ago. It was one of our first videos that we put up. So if we can find it, we'll link it.
But you know how that goes because I don't do the whole linking and stuff like that. I don't.
So we'll try.
We'll try.
I'll try to remind them. But
I forgot my hat.
so there is tulip bulbs somewhere here. So I really want to try to clean up this area. There's one thing that we want to tell you guys.
That you should never plant in your yard unless you put it in a bucket and you cut off the flower buds. Or cut off the flowers before they're able to seed.
Mm-hmm.
We made a mistake. It was supposed to be beneficial, keep away insects.
So so it is actually known as like a natural insecticide almost, where it's supposed to just keep bad bugs away. So we're like, all right, let's plant tansy.
And we'll show you. We didn't plant it up here and it took over, but
Yeah.
we'll show you this very invasive. It's a weed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a flower, but if it takes over things like that, it's a weed.
It is. And so it is very invasive. So if you guys are going to plant tansy for any type of beneficial, from what I understand, it's also antibacterial. So I believe that it might have other uses. I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
But if you are going to plant it, then I would suggest to plant it in a bucket. And like Carl said, make sure that you are deadheading before the seeds then can drop.
Them clouds are beautiful out there, aren't they?
Yes.
But before we go show you the tansy, I'm going to go ahead and clean all this area up for Rachel. Are we cutting back the lavender any?
Yeah, so you can cut it back a little bit because look at you guys. So we, like Carl said, we neglected this area. This was not our number one. And in order to get this to grow properly, we really should cut off a bunch of this. Oh my gosh, it smells so wonderful though.
Oh, I bet you it does.
Oh my gosh.
So then what we're...
so that's lavender. And then there is actually some liriope, or right, liriope?
Yeah, that we've gotten from clients' house that we planted here.
Yeah, so it's along there somewhere. I don't know if it's definitely going to come back.
We had peppers here, and they actually grew really nice last year.
Yeah. So, and then... as you can see, we said that we have the lemon balm. So you can see the evidence of the lemon balm right there. So we're going to clean that up. And then there's some lilies also here in this area too. So we're going to go ahead and clean that up. But this is the tansy. To be honest with you, lemon balm is a little bit invasive too. As you can see, it's spread everywhere, the lemon balm.
But it's pretty.
It's pretty. It smells really nice, and there's a lot more uses for it.
And if you maintain it and cut it into a ball and keep it shaped, and don't let it get out of control, it looks really nice.
Yeah, but this is the tansy, you guys.
Yeah.
We planted the tansy only a little bit in the garden. Here it came. Here it came. Here it came. Here it came. So you, again, can see the lemon balm all taking over, but that's okay. We want that as a ground cover.
Yeah. But not this,
but
guys.
Not the tansy.
And see, you need to cut these off before they go to seed. Yeah. All these little heads. None of this tansy. You see all them stalks. None of this tansy was there.
No.
We had it planted, and I cut down this tree here to make light and stuff. It looks really good. We had it planted all the way down there along that berm, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The whole berm is where we had it planted. Mm-hmm. And then every year it started migrating up the hill until it got all the way up to here.
I guess, and also birds, I'm sure, drop some of it and all that. But there is tulip somewhere in this area.
Yeah.
So we want to get this all cleaned up. And then as you can see back here, there's actually a peony.
Yes.
And this peony was really pretty last year.
Yeah, it was. So we want all this to come back nice again.
Yeah, and then there's a really pretty rose bush right here.
With a wild raspberry bush. So we got to cut that out.
Yep, and Carl's going to cut down the rose bush because we get really pretty flowers from this too. So
the only thing we never do to the rose is we usually don't spray it. This year I think we should be better at doing that because it does put out some pretty pink roses.
Yeah. And we are going to be better about spraying flowers, like I said, but we're going to spray the flowers on this side.
And when we say spray the flowers, it's all organic.
It is organic, but even if it's organic, it can still hurt pollinators. So just the same as diatomaceous earth, you know, can still hurt pollinators. Yeah. So that's why we're going to kind of try to keep it separate.
Oh, and I'm going to clean out this right here. Butterfly bush. Yeah. This huge butterfly bush was not there. No. We cut down a butterfly bush, and that used to be our old burn pile. And it grew up into a bush again. Right. It rerouted itself.
So, and I actually saw some, it looked like some shrubs too, but just clean all that up.
Yeah. Oh man, look how big Piney is.
Yes.
Piney.
So I wanted to bring you guys down here. You're going to have to clean her up too.
Yeah. And we're going to have to dig her up when we move. That's Piney.
And I'm almost positive we have a video on you guys planting Piney also. Paige actually got this tree from a 4th grade field trip, or maybe even a 5th grade field trip. And we planted it, and she's now in 9th grade.
Yeah. So we're definitely digging that up and taking it with us. So we'll make sure we get a really big root ball on that one.
Yeah. So what is it? It's an actual white pine.
Yeah,
right?
a white pine.
Yeah, white pine. So.
And we'll get some other ones to plant next to it too, because they're better planted together.
We do still have some oregano in the garden.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like this also is really spreading. But we're gonna clean this up and it will start growing really nice again. We have some sage over there.
Oh, look at what is that? Is that lavender, right?
Yeah, that's lavender too.
So we have sage here. Yeah. Sage here, right?
Uh-huh.
We just got to get it all cleaned up.
Yeah, it has to get all cleaned up, and that should all come back because they're perennials.
And we're gonna grow our flowers in black plastic here.
Yeah. Now this is all where the sweet tall William were.
You think it'll come back?
I think that you should just leave it covered for right now.
Oh yeah, here's some right here. See it?
But yeah, so
right there.
It should all come in this area. Should all reseed.
And it's really pretty. You can see it all right here. See it?
Yeah. So.
And we have to work on, when do we do these? Here's another thing we have up here, guys.
Raspberries.
Raspberries. Along with whatever this is. A weed.
Yeah, this is a weed. Like,
and some more tansy.
Oh yeah, and some more tansy. And one blueberry shrub. Oh. And we did have another blueberry here. I don't know exactly where it is though, because the tansy took it over.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna have to really look into
what we do for these raspberries too.
Yeah, well, I think you have to cut the canes back.
Now or?
I think really soon.
Okay, we're gonna research that. Like we say, guys, we're not experts at this.
No, and then you want to thin them out, and they do say, I think, like you're supposed to get rid of like the really little canes, but we'll read more on it.
Look at that up there. Isn't that pretty?
So pretty. So, like, you can see, look, they have, like, something going on, really.
Are they building a development?
Is that a sign right there, or is it just, like, a rock bed type thing?
I don't know.
Can you see?
It was either they were building a house, but then they started clearing. If you were building a house, why would you clear all, like, they cleared from all the way over there, all the way up. So I'm thinking maybe they're going to start building a housing development all up in there.
Unless they're just expanding their business.
Maybe. But that's an asphalt company. They wouldn't need to go up there.
Yeah.
I think they're going to build a housing.
It's chilly, but we just wanted to
show you what we're going to be doing next in our little home project.
Yeah. You know, the tansy needs to go, you guys. The tansy needs to go.
It does.
But yeah, it's going to look completely different. So we wanted to show you the before.
So guys, it's a little breezy out here and cold, but we're out here to take care of this tansy. We want to I trimmed back this tree to give us more light, and it was growing up against the house. Listen to the dogs out there. And the tansy, we're going to pull all this out because there's tulips down in here that are going to pop up, and we don't want this tansy. So I'm going to use this tool Rachel likes to pull the weeds out. It's a Fisker's tool. I mean, to pull the tansy out. It's like a Fisker's tool. So we're going to work our way. Rachel's going to, if you, wait, no. Do me a favor. Here, I'll show you a technique from cutting trees. Okay. So I'll get it. All you have to do is, it's fine. All you have to do is bring them over and lay them that way on top of each other. So Rachel's working on that. I'm going to help her in a minute, but we're going to get all this right here cleaned out, all this tansy cleaned out, cut back this briar bushes here, and get all this cut out and cleaned up. We're going to get this room straightened out, and we were talking about maybe making it a cool room for when we grow all the flowers, but we'll talk about that another day. Maybe insulating the inside a little bit and putting an air conditioning in here, depending on how the flower growing goes. But let's go ahead and get this cleaned up first and get everything mulched and cleaned up. So what I do is just pile it all on a pile right here. Rachel wanted to start another burn pile. I really didn't want to do that, so let's see if I'm still young enough to drag this all the way across the yard. Grab onto a couple of the branches. Okay, I'm dragging it with my weak hand, but I can get this all the way over here to the burn pile. Could have tied the mower to it and drug it, but whew. Okay. That was some work. Whew. Okay, let's go over here now. I know there's some tulips around here somewhere. I'm not sure if they're going to come back though. Man, you can smell this tansy.
Ew, really?
Yeah. And yeah, it does grow roots.
Like rhizomes, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got most of that over there.
Did you
It needs to be
get a tarp yet for the tansy?
No.
Do you want just the tarp or do you want the wheelbarrow?
You can just get a tarp if you want.
Okay.
They're pretty light.
Yeah. Wait, I could never clean out and wash her rocks. Ow. The wild raspberry or whatever it is.
Man, they grew everywhere. Right?
What?
It's like never-ending tansy.
The first, I found an empty snail shell. This is a pretty big shell too,
Yeah,
right?
man, that's a pretty big snail.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. So I'm gonna go give it to the kids.
Okay. So what are these again?
So those are daffodils.
We
I
have
believe.
daffodils. Rachel believes a lemon, a bee.
Yeah, like a bee balm
Like
or
a bee
some
balm.
type of butterfly balm, whatever. That it's some type of butterfly. And then there's lilies of some sort right
Oh
here.
yeah, cool.
So
we're gonna clean all this up. We're gonna put mulch in here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look, even the weed seeds got into like cracks.
Yeah, this is the tansy.
Yeah.
So
So
crazy, right?
Don't plant tansy.
I'm gonna dig out this stuff out of these cracks now. So let's get that done. And then we'll start working on back over here. So we're in the house to get warm, but we ended up getting a bunch more planted last night. These trays here. We have all these trays here. And look, that's exciting to see that stuff grow so quick. And I know it's not weeds, it's definitely chamomile, because all the other cells would have weeds too, because I've been watering them, and there's a little green coming up over there. So I'm not sure if that's one, because we planted them the same time too. So we'll just give you guys a daily progress on them as they start popping up and growing. So I'm back out here. We just got back from our walk in the park. I'm gonna work on getting the rest of this tansy and stuff pulled out of here, and get this cleaned up here so we can get some mulch over here. And then the hydrangea back there, I'm gonna prune some of it, but I'm not gonna prune it all the way back. I'm gonna leave it long and then just thin it out some this year. We never pruned it last year, but I'm gonna get that done too. So let me go ahead and get this done before it gets cold, but we probably will finish this video another day, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all this cleaned out and mulched. And I think we're just gonna set the tulips in the bucket right out here, just to let them stay in the cold for a little while. So let's go ahead and get that done. Oh yeah, that is pretty. So while I have the boss out here, because she's too cold out here, and
I'm inside making dinner. I just want to say I appreciate you for doing all this.
Thanks. I'm gonna keep going, but I just wanted to get an ending, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit about tansy. Very invasive weed. Well, it's a pretty flower, but it's invasive.
Yeah, it's invasive. So if you're gonna plant it in a bucket, just the same as like Carl explained to you. Lemon balm is also like a mint, peppermint, anything like that. But we do appreciate you guys watching, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And remember, guys, be happy.
Or at least try.
Have a good
night.
So Rachel went in real quick. I'm gonna finish up until sunset, cleaning this out. And then you guys just keep watching in the next couple of days. You might see me finish the rest of this. Tomorrow we're gonna go finish up the pruning. So you guys will see that video next probably. But let me go ahead and finish this up before I run out of light. Have a good night, guys.